Hello, this is Brano, and today I want to talk about transit grinding. And what I mean by transit grinding, it's basically just if you have a quest location, you just kill all the mobs while going to that quest location, and then kill all the mobs while transiting back to the quest hub to hand it in. Basically, transit grinding. And the idea behind it is that there's a lot of downtime between quest hopping, and filling it up with combat could be a great way to add experience to your leveling. Uh, Basically, it also has this additional benefit to where you can complete less quests, which allows you to better choose the quest that you wish to do. In my case, since I'm playing on Turtle, I kind of want to mostly just do all the new custom quests, but there's not enough of them to completely level from 1 to 60, so you kind of just have to do a bunch of original vanilla quests to bridge the gap. And the other thing I want to say as well is that there are guides that allow you to level very efficiently, but I don't really like following them, so I'd rather just come across with a general mindset to better bridge the gap without needing a guide. Now, the thing to test whether transit grinding is worth it or not is that there's just too many variables and scenarios and circumstances to make a real definitive statement on whether it's better or not. So I'm just going to use this single case scenario, which is my level 49 Feral Druid in Total WoW. And I'm going to be transit grinding, so while I complete the Thistle Shrub Valley quest in Tanaris. And this is an area that has two quests, and I feel like it's a fairly balanced case to compare to, and you're going to have to treat your circumstances differently based on whether you transit grind or not. Another thing to note is that I do have rested experience, which changes the result a fair bit, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of separate calculations, which is with rested experience, without rested experience, and without amount, and just comparing the differences of efficiency between doing this one case scenario. So to begin with, this entire test took me 32 minutes and 28 seconds to complete. That is 22 minutes and 5 seconds of transit grinding, 9 minutes and 37 seconds of killing mobs to complete the quests, and 1 minute and 8 seconds to hand in all the quests. Now, I did a test to see how long it would take 60% mounts to get there while judging all the mobs, and it took me 3 minutes and 32 seconds to just ride there on my Kodo. So we're going to be using that as the alternative of whether we were just going to quest hop. So basically, it took me 22 minutes and 5 seconds to transit grind to get there and back, but it would have taken me 7 minutes and 4 seconds to just quest hop with a mount, or 11 minutes and 18 seconds if I didn't have a mount and just ran there. So that's going to be the case scenario. So in total, I got 45,396 experience. Now, 23,308 of that experience was from transit grinding the mobs in between, and that would have been 11,654 experience if not rested. 12,383 experience from killing the quest mobs, which would have been 6,192 experience had I not been rested, and then I get 9,705 experience from handing in the quests. So let's calculate this experience based on how much time it took. So my total experience per minute was 1,399. Now, with the mobs, if we consider all the mobs, this was 1,100 experience from grinding it. This would have been 550 had I not been rested. Now, from just the transit mobs alone, it was about 1,000 experience per minute, or 500 no rested. Killing the quest mobs, which are more compact and are more level appropriate, was 1,289 experience per minute, or 645 experience with no rested. And so, but when you also consider the time it takes to transit, Had I just killed the quest mobs, and I also consider my transit time, had I not been transit grinding, that would have been 742 experience, or 371 experience per minute. Now, if I didn't have a mount, that would have been 592 experience, or 296 experience with no rested experience. So quest turn-ins don't benefit from rested experience. So with transit grinding, during the entire time it took for me to complete the quest, that would have resulted in 299 experience from transit grinding. But if I didn't transit grind and I just quest hop, the experience per minute from handing in the quest would have been 582, so significantly more. And if I was quest hopping without a mount, that would have been 464 experience per minute. So my experience per minute while transit grinding was 1,399. Without rested experience, that would have been 849 experience per minute. With quest hopping, with rested experience, that would have resulted in 1,324 experience per minute, or without rested experience, 953. If I was rested and had no mount, that would have been 1,056 experience per minute, and if I had no rested and no mount, that would have been 760 experience per minute. So to summarize the findings, if you play on Turtle and use the tent system to get rested experience, you should transit grind most of the time. If you can't rely on rested experience, then you should consider transit grinding before you have a mount most of the time, and afterwards you need to consider how efficient your regular questing is. Because if you know that you can bounce from quest to quest efficiently without running out of good quality quests, then transit grinding is objectively less efficient than quest hopping. The other thing that also needs to be of note is that class matters a lot, and the quests that are available to you matter a lot. If you don't have particularly efficient quests, then transit grinding is going to be much better for you. If you have very efficient quests, such as like 4 or 5 quests all in the same area, then maybe just being able to go there, complete the quest, go back, turn it in, that's going to result in more experience per minute, or more experience per hour in that particular scenario. But you may not have the rest of those quests later in the future. So it's heavily dependent on what you have available. I guess the point is that it's a very good tool, but it's not the most optimal thing to do 100% of the time. I would use it as a tool in your tool belt of getting to level 60 rather than an ideology of this is objectively the best way to play.